I'm the youngest of three, and one night my dad was looking at us at the front door, sitting on the couch, and in essence said, I'd rather get drunk and end up leaving my mom to raise us three kids. We eventually moved to Texas. I found myself hanging out with the wrong crowd and smoking weed, doing LSD and crystal meth and cocaine, progressing to selling drugs. I got to the point where I thought I was 10 foot tall, bulletproof, and invincible, but I was really just in need of a savior. One night I got to the point where I was getting high by myself. I was on my mother's front porch, began just to associate with some of the wrong crowd, and here I am, 17 years old, smoking these drugs on my front porch, and I smoked about half of it. I put it out and set it on the light post, and I walked inside my mother's living room. I'm sitting there on her couch, and for some reason I turned on this Christian television network, and this man named Ben Kinchlow was interviewing a man from South Africa. While he's talking, he stops, he points at the screen. It was like I saw God come from the top of that screen straight down through that man into my life. And he said, someone out there is going through the exact same thing that this man's going through. He definitely had my attention. Long story short, he began to tell his story, and I found myself sitting there on my mom's couch, and all of a sudden I had this vision where I was on this road. There was people on each side. This man had this beam of wood across his shoulders. His back had been so ripped and gashed I could see the bone on his right lower back. About as quick as I could snap my fingers, I went face to face with him. His face was dirty, but his eyes stood out so significantly to me. And on the bottom, it was as if they were filling up with tears, and if he would have blinked, a stream of tears would have rolled down his cheek. He looked at me and in essence said these words, "Even if you were the only one, I still would have done it for you." I knew that man to be Jesus, and here I am back on my mom's couch, and I just had this encounter with God. I went and flushed some some drugs down the toilet, and I needed to pray. I saw a number on the screen, 714 something, 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 and I'm dialing. No one's answering. I was getting mad. I said, God, where are your people? And about that time, my mom, who had been praying for me for years, walks in the door. She sees me in this state and in this situation, Christian TV on, and I said, Mom, I need to pray. She comes and she sits down. We grab hands, and she kind of nudges me. She says, go ahead. And I cried out to God that night. I said, God, forgive me. Come into my life. I need you. I just invited Jesus into my heart. I got born again that night because of an encounter with Christian television and my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Since then, I've gone on to preach the gospel in many different places, and God has been extremely good. But I thank God for that night.